Hi, this is Dani Carter-Iddens, founder of Taking Back You. May is such a special month because it's all about moms. Mamas, this is our month. So, to celebrate mamas during the month of May, we are going to do something special, a 4-part series called Mom Business May. If you've ever thought about starting your own at-home business, whether it's on your own or through network marketing, Taking Back You is going to help you find the tools you need to get your business off the ground. We welcome you to a month of growth and change like you've never experienced before. So, be sure to subscribe to the Taking Back You Momcast and join us. You won't be disappointed. You are listening to the Taking Back You podcast, hosted by Dani Carter-Iddens. Taking Back You is a witty, authentic, and sometimes sarcastic show for young mamas who are trying to reclaim themselves while fully entrenched in motherhood. Hello. This is Dani Carter-Iddens with the Taking Back You Momcast. I am so excited that you are here. It is May 1st. And this month we are going to be doing a 4-part series, and we're going to call it Mom Business May, because you know what? May is all about mamas. So this May, we are going to help you start a business from home if that's what you want to do. So each week, for the next 4 weeks, we're going to just talk about the different facets of working at home, starting a business at home. We're going to talk about network marketing, whether you want to start a small business, you want to do a network marketing business. We're going to give you some completely free, yes, that's true, completely free tools to start your business. And I'm also going to drop some knowledge on you on how to expand your small business knowledge so that you can learn from other people. You're going to learn who to follow, who's the best at it, who I follow. To help you get started. And then the final Wednesday of this month, the last Wednesday, the 29th, I have a really super special treat for you. And I'll be honest with you, it has nothing to do with small business or mom business or working from the home or anything like that. But I think you'll be really excited for this special treat. And so don't forget, mark your calendars right now. Make sure that you are subscribed to our podcast so that you can get that episode on May 29th. So first, what I want to talk about is this week, I just want to talk about the pros and cons of being a work-at-home mom. So I'm not going to talk about whether you should network market, whether you should start a small business, whatever. I just want to talk about whether, working at home is a good thing for you, because for some people, it's a great idea. And for some people, not so good. So we're just going to talk about the pros and cons this week. This is not going to be a particularly long episode, but I want to give those to you so that you can start kind of thinking about if this might be something that you're interested in. So let's start with our first pro. I think we can all come up with this one pretty simply. The first pro would be that you get to spend more time with your kids, especially if they're younger. So if they're not in school right now, if they're not school age, this allows you to be at home and spend more time with your kids. So you don't have to leave them, go to work, do what you want to do, that kind of stuff. You can stay home and be with your kids. Or if your kids are school aged, you can be a chaperone. You can help your kids in the classroom. And I do that. I like that. I like that, kind of option where I work from home, but then I can also, if my, son's teacher drops me a message and says she needs hands on deck here, I can go over and help, do what needs to be done. So I kind of like the best of both worlds. I will give you a downside on that though. The hard thing about it is that it is hard to juggle your home life and your work life, because, they will exist in the same space. So you'll really have to be cognizant of making sure that you have definitive lines of where you're working and where you are not working and where you're momming. I have my own office in my house, and that's just something that I need to do. I need to have a space where I can close the door and I can do those things But if that's not an option, that's not a big deal at all. You need to, I know a lot of people who their big thing is they have headphones and they have to put their headphones in and they sit at their laptop and they put their headphones on and they play music or play whatever they need to hear so that they can kind of get in that zone. So really, it doesn't have to be like a room by itself, but just a place where you can go, where you can, separate your home life and your work life so that it is a little bit easier. But the great thing about it too is that if your kids need you, all they got to do is say, "Hey, mom," and you're home and you're available. So there's two sides of that coin. Another great thing is that you can replace or increase your income. When my son was, when I was pregnant with my son, we were kind of trying to decide what I was going to do because we knew that, I've talked about this before. I was one of those moms. I still am. I have to have a job. I just have to work. I don't know how. That's just how God made me. And so I was really concerned when I was going down from 3 jobs to 1. And really, I was concerned for 2 reasons. The first reason was that I was concerned about, not having the time with other adults, but then I was also concerned about the income, and we were, how do we replace this income? So that's a great thing when you're working from home. It gives you the ability to add income, and you don't have to worry about commuter costs. And if you do have to worry about commuter costs, if you start your own business, the great thing about commuter costs is you can write them off. Yay! Schedule Cs are awesome. And you can probably, I say probably because sometimes it's unavoidable, but you can probably either eliminate or at least reduce childcare costs. And so I think it's a great, for us, we managed to get through all 5 years. He starts kindergarten in the fall without having to pay childcare costs. We did decide to send him to a pre-K, so that costs money. But I mean, the program that we send him to is super like extremely rigorous for a pre-K-er. But really the way I was able to send him to that is because I was working at home and I do stuff on the side to increase and replace my income. So that's the positive thing about, being able to replace your income. You can do other things and you can, go on vacations. We've gone on vacations that we should not have been able to go on if I hadn't been, kind of supplementing the income. So working at home has been a great blessing for us for a lot of different things. And being self-employed gives you, more flexible hours. Like I said before, I love how I can go to my son's school if his teacher, needs more hands on deck. I can do that. I can just say, okay, and I'll move some things around. I can set appointments and meetings, during the time when my son is in school. But if I need to, I can not set an appointment or a meeting. It's pretty simple. It works out, really well. And I can chaperone. I'm chaperoning his field trip next week. And that's something that I can do. I don't have to take a day off from work. I just reschedule things, move things around. I work at a different time so that I can spend that time with my son. And yeah, there are a lot of distractions when you work at home. I mean, there's so many, the TV, you have to make a choice. You have to make a decision. You have to realize the kind of person that you are. That's another reason why my office has to be like its own room, because if the TV is within my visual range, I'll turn it on and I'm not even watching it, but it'll just be in the background. And that's just how I am. So I have to have a separate room where there's no TV, nothing to distract me, so that I can get my work done, so that when my son is home or when I need to go, teach dance, I'm available, I'm there. I'm not somewhere else. I'll tell you this. In order to work from home or to work at home or to have a small business, to start a small business, if this were even 20 years ago, it would be so much harder than it is now. That's why week 3 of this series, of the Mom Business May series, we're going to literally discuss all the tools that are available to you for free to run your business. And that's what's just like amazing. There are so many free tools that are available now that were not available even, 10 years, 5 years ago. I mean, yeah, I feel like every time I look up, there's something else new and up and coming along. And so we're going to talk all about those. But right now, I just want to, let you know, you don't need a lot of equipment. Usually, I work my business from my phone or my tablet. If something gets real crazy and I got to do a lot of typing, my computer. And there's a lot of free resources that you can use, like I said, to help you do these things. So you don't need a lot of stuff. You don't need to buy a lot of stuff. You don't need to buy a lot of programs. I can tell you right now, when you start a business, when you start a small business, you start any business, you have $0. I mean, we all know this, right? And so the biggest thing is to figure out how to start a business without putting that much money into it. And as it grows and you're making money, you can start putting more money into it. But that's what's important at the beginning, is figuring out how to do it without having to put in a humongous investment that you're not exactly sure you're going to make back. Now, I will tell you this. If you don't make any investment at all, whether it's an investment of time, resources, energy, money, just even a little bit, then it won't feel serious to you. So you need to invest something. You need to sacrifice something so that you feel like, hey, this is really important to me. This is something that I need to do. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a big investment. It doesn't have to be something huge, but you need to have some skin in the game, because I feel like if you don't, then it's not serious to you. If you don't have, we call it in business, we call it our why. You need to have a why. You need to figure out what your why is. Why are you doing this? And the why can't be, oh, well, I want more money. Well, who doesn't? You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to make more money? The why needs to be something that's personal to you, that is important to you, because I don't know, you want to, and it needs to be like visible and attainable and achievable. So for the first couple of years that I was doing my network marketing business, my why was that I needed to lower my student loan debt to a certain number. And I had that number in my head. So my why wasn't just, oh, I want to make more money. Yay. I had a number and I'm like, okay, I got to get this down to this number. I'm not there yet, but I'm almost there. So, what are you going to do? But you need to have a why. You need to have a specific goal that you are going towards. Because if you just say like, I want to make more money, that doesn't mean anything. Like I said, who doesn't? Who doesn't want to make more money? Who doesn't want more things, like seriously. So, you have to make sure that you are giving yourself you have an actual investment. And it doesn't have to be a monetary investment, but it has to be some sort of investment that means something to you. So whatever that looks like to you. But be honest with yourself. Because I know a lot of people, they want to work from home, but then they also want to keep their toes in the, career world. And, honestly, if you're staying at home, you are staying in the workforce, and that's awesome. If you're working from home, you are staying in the workforce. But you have to realize that there's going to be some people that don't see it like that. They're not going to see your working at home as a career commitment. They're just not. When they're going to see it as a career commitment, when they're going to see it as a viable source of income, is when results happen. When you start, showing the receipts. I call them, you got to have receipts. Okay. So when you start making money, then all of a sudden they'll start respecting you. When people start listening to what you have to say, then all of a sudden they'll start respecting you. So don't get, down when you tell people that you're, doing this business from home and they're not really like picking up what you're putting down. Don't get down on that, because that people can, People don't have the vision all the time. And it's okay. They don't have the vision all the time. It's completely fine. They don't have to have the vision. There needs to be people who go to a 9 to 5, and there needs to be people who work flexibly at home. We need all of them. And that's okay. So if they don't see the vision, that's fine. Don't force it on them. And don't feel like you're not doing right by you because you see it and they don't. When I told people that I was going to start a mom blog, a mom website, they were like, okay. I had one or two people that were like, super cool. Oh my gosh, what can I do to help? Woo! But most of the people were like, well, why would you do that? How are you going to make money doing that? And I was like, well, I hope I make some money because I want to feed my family, but I also want to do it to help people. I want to help moms. I want to help moms who are in the same boat that I was in 3-4 years ago. I want to help them. So a lot of this is a labor of love. You can't wait on people to get it because they're not gonna. Be careful though that you're getting enough adult time. This is my last thing I'm going to leave you with because this was very important to me. It might not be that important to you, but I want to remind you that if you decide to be a work-at-home mom, make sure that whatever you're doing causes you to go out amongst the people and that you are getting enough adult time. I cannot stress this enough because there can be a lot of isolation with working at home. You can, you can drop your kids off at school, come home, work until 3:00, go pick up your kids, come home and spend all day with your kids. And you have not spoken to another adult. That can happen like weeks. It does, so make sure that you are doing that you are getting adult time. I purposely set up meetings at Starbucks or at, hey, let's go out to lunch. Let's go to Olive Garden or come over to my house. Let's have coffee and we'll talk. I do that on purpose so I can make sure that I'm not isolating myself, that I'm staying with, I got my finger on the pulse here. I know what's going on in mom world. I talk to other moms all the time. If your business is people, you cannot have a business about people where you don't talk to people. If your business is shoes, you can't have a business where you don't, about shoes, where you don't know what the shoes are. You know what I mean? Like anything, you need to know what's happening in your business. And one of the ways to do that is to engage with other people who are doing similar things. And you need to just talk to other adults so that you don't go crazy. Because I love my son. I do. I love him. But sometimes 5-year-old talk makes me want to run down the street screaming. Just being honest. I know you feel the same way. It's okay to say that too. It really is okay if that's how you feel. Because sometimes they get on like their little streams of consciousness and it just goes on and you're confused and you don't know what they're talking about, but you don't want to say you don't know because then they'll start over. And it's just a thing. So yeah. But anyways, I hope this was helpful to kind of give you just some, ideas to bat around why you should, why you might not want to do a work at home, business, be a work at home mom, be a telecommuter. Some people do that. They want to, they switch from working at a desk at their job to working from home. Any of those things, these are the kind of the pros and cons that I thought of. You may have more that you thought of. I was trying to be very general, not so specific so that, I could hit as many as we could. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if it was. Be sure to subscribe to this Momcast because, like I said, for the month of May, we're going to be talking about businesses, working at home, starting your own business. That's what we're talking about this month. It is all about moms working. As would be a working mom. Okay. It doesn't mean that you have to go into an office. It doesn't mean that you don't. You do whatever you want. But for the sake of this right now, we're going to be talking about working from the home. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful week. Happy first day of May. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you've probably seen I am so obnoxious. The last couple days of April leading into May with all my Justin Timberlake, it's gonna be May. I've hit so many memes. I'm sorry if you've seen them and you don't like them. I can't help you. That's just what I love to do. So every year at this time of year, as long as I'm living, you're gonna get an obnoxious meme of Justin Timberlake, and it's just what's gonna happen. So it is May right now. Happy May. It's our month, mamas. It's our month. And so what we're going to do is we're going to help you get started with a business if that's what you want to do. Join me next week. We're going to be talking about to network market or not to network market. That is the question. I will talk to you then. Bye, guys. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. Like, how do I record an episode? How do I get my show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places people like to listen? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. I love Anchor because I was up and running in a couple of hours. You can even record your episodes on the go using their super friendly Anchor app. So, if you've always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. Thank you so much for listening. For more information on this and other episodes of Taking Back You, visit takingbackyou.com. And be sure to subscribe and share with your friends.